everyone! So today I'm just going to be doing this simple smoky brown eye. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. So I'm just taking this concealer and I'm using this as a eye primer. This is the shade Medium Beige in LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is a drugstore concealer. It's pretty cheap, maybe like $2.99. And then I'm going to be using my fingers to just blend that in. So now I'm just going to take my all-time fave powder, the Mercier in Translucent. I'm just going to be setting in that concealer so it doesn't go nowhere and it's very smooth, so we can have a very smooth eyeshadow application. So now I'm using Butterscotch from the I Want Kandee Palette from the Too Faced collection, and I'm just going to be using it as a transition shade. If you don't have this palette, you can use any type of orange shade. Just use a transition shade. I'm just taking this color called Pastry. It's like a medium brown, and I'm just going to be putting that inside my crease. But I just noticed that it wasn't picking up that color. So later on, I actually went back and I used Raspberry Cocoa. So about this palette actually smells really good. It actually smells like, I guess, a candy bar. And I actually like palettes that have names on it, which is really cool. Like, you know, she did beautiful, you know, custom names. So it's more easier for me to, you know, tell you guys what shades I used. And this is the shade Hot Chocolate, by the way. Then I'm putting it as on my eyelid. And I'm using a flat brush to pat that color in because I want that color to be very intense. After packing on that color, I'm just going back in with a fluffier brush and trying to, you know, brush out that color so it can blend in with my transition shade. So using my Jaclyn Hill Time Morphe palette, I'm just taking this brown color and I'll be mainly focusing on the outer corners of my eye. And then I'll be, you know, slowly dragging that into the inner corner. And I just wanted to have that airbrushed look. So you want it, you know, to be blended very well. So now I'm just taking this black eyeshadow. You guys can use any type of black eyeshadow. And I'm just putting that on my lash line. And I'm also going to bring, you know, the access black into my outer corner because I want that, you know, smoky eye. It's kind of like a reverse smoky eye. I wanted more smoky, I guess, at the bottom. And it also darkens the brown a bit. So, you know, that's a quick tip on any look if you want a little bit darker. Just get like a darker shade and just add that to your lash line. And I just want to show you guys what moisturizer I use. And I did put on this moisturizer prior to filming. And now I'm just using this primer. No, I'm not really a big fan of, you know, primers. I mean, I put it on sometimes I don't. If you do want your makeup to last long, I do, you know, suggest using a primer, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm using the Fit Me foundation just to cover my whole face, and I'm using this, I believe is a multitasker brush by Sephora, but you could, you know, get a cheaper brush from, you know, any drugstore. And I'm just using that to, you know, buff out all the foundation. So now I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer. I believe this is Fawn. And I'm going to use that to highlight my face. And later on, I will be going in with Medium Beige because, you know, I want it a little bit brighter. And I'll just be putting that under my eyes and my chin. But I do normally use Cool Tan. But, you know, my Cool Tan is finished. So I'll be using Medium Beige. So now to contour, I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Beautiful Bronze, and that's what I'm going to use to contour my face. It's not that dark for my skin tone because I like a soft contour, but if you are, my skin tone, or anybody, a little lighter, you could also go for mahogany, which, if you want like a more sharper look, you could go for mahogany. So I just used my Dewy setting spray by NYX to set my face. And wait till it's dry before you apply your powder, because my face was dry. But anyways, I'm using the Laura Mercier, translucent powder again, and that's what I'll be using to set my face. If you do have laugh lines like me, or any type of creasing on your face, I suggest to put, some setting powder in those areas. It actually, reduce oils, and it also makes sure that crease doesn't pop up, as much. So now I'm just using this Pro Bronzer, and it's in the shade medium, and that's what I use to contour my face, just to set, those areas where we just put the contour at. So I'm using my MAC Studio Fix powder in NW43, I believe, and I'll just be brushing off all the excess off my face and just make sure everything blends very well. So this is another trick that I do. I actually line my eyes with a black pencil, and I also, go into my upper lash line, because it actually closes off the eye, and it also makes your eyes pop. And this is actually what I use too on my everyday look, just to make my eyes, pop more, and it gets that, catty feel. Ooh, my highlight is on fleek. Ooh. So I'm just doing my all-time fave lip gloss trick, and I do lay my lips with a brown pencil. I suggest using a pencil that's a shade or two darker, and you just line your lips and you just add lip gloss, and it makes your lips look 10 times bigger. It's more plumpier, it's more fuller. I just love it, and you even have to add color if you want to. And that's the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial.